Just cylinder.
It's fine. Can I say like this?
Cool. All right.
Hello, my name is Max Kolesne, and I play drums for the death metal trio Krisiun. Drums for me since I was a kid, listening to rock bands for the first time, like AC/DC, Deep Purple, Kiss. I was going crazy with the drums. The drum beat always, to me, was something special in the music. Since then, it's basically drumming has been my whole life. You know, is my heartbeat, my blood. It's all about playing drums. When I have a time apart from playing drums, like a week or 10 days, I feel the need to play, you know. I feel like, well, I have to play because if I don't do it, my body don't work well, you know. I need drumming to feel alive, you know. It's crazy, you know. Well, to me, it was actually when I started, I had no many options because I was a broken guy, you know. I had no money to buy anything, you know. I had the most shitty pedals in the world. Actually, we are from the south of Brazil, extreme south. And then when we started the band, me and my brothers, me, Moises and Alex, we moved to São Paulo, which is the biggest city where the metal scene is bigger, and we had more chances to have a record deal, to play shows, to get our name out there. And then we moved to São Paulo, and I had no drum kit, no nothing. So I built up a drum kit on the chair. I have with pieces of wood and rubber, whatever I had there, and I would practice on my wooden drum kit. It was like a practice kit, but I did it by myself, and I would spend the whole afternoon there playing and practicing, listening to Slayer, Morbid Angel, Terrorizer, all the kind of D-side, you know, all the bands in death metal. I was just listening and playing along, trying to play along, you know, of course. But that helped me to get endurance because I would play like the whole record of some bands, you know, I was there playing, you know, following the song and playing in my wooden practice drum kit, you know. So I had no many options, you know. It's just like whatever I had, I would try to get the best out of it. My drum kit is not that big, you know. I have like 3 rack tones, like let's say 3-4 crashes, 1 China, 1 ride, 1 hi-hat. You know, I don't have like hundreds of cymbals and toms. I keep it simple, man. I try to. It just for me that's. Maybe because my background was really simple, I'm still trying to keep it simple nowadays. You know, I know for some bands it's complicated because they have so many triggers, so many cables and samples and shit. It's like, what the fuck, man, you know? I just want to play the drums, you know? It's crazy, man, you know? I mean, like if you check our, like the early stuff, Krisiun, like first records, basically is 90% of Blastbeats, you know, only like a lot of fast stuff. I mean, when we started the band, we were young guys, and you wanted to play the most aggressive, the fastest, the most evil. It was a natural thing because we were full of hate, you know, we're like, let's destroy the world with our music, you know. When we were like writing the songs for the first album, we were like, let's do something different because all the death metal bands out there, they'll do like a skank beat, tak, tak, and then on the peak of the song, they'll go for blast beats, tak, 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 and then get back to the skank beat. And they're like, man, why don't we play blast beats, you know, like Raining Blood, Slayer songs, the skank beat was their blast beat. And it basically 90% of the album, it's fast stuff, it's fast skank beat. we figure, let's do something like Raining Blood, but instead of playing the skank beat, we play the blast beats, you know. It's just like the old school idea, playing with the blast beats. When I listen to our first album, Black Force Domain, it's really fast, kind of sloppy, you know, or just learning, but I was still, you can feel the aggression, the vibe is there, you know, the old school, the evil, the determination of young kids playing death metal. That's why I still love that album. To me, it's still one of the best we ever did. And was a natural thing, you know, let's play fast, let's fucking destroy the whole bullshit scene, whatever, you know. And with the time, you get older, more mature, and on the last 3-4 albums, I've been playing more slower and groovy stuff, trying to add some different kinds of rhythms, putting more power, more tones. I'm using a lot more tones on the rhythms, you know, like putting some Latin influences, which is something is in my blood, you know, some Latin rhythms, like with the ride and the tones, that kind of stuff, you know. And for the next album, there's going to be a lot of that stuff too, you know. But of course, the brutality, the speed, blast beats, always going to be there, you know, because it's also something natural for me, you know. And I love to do that. I love to play fast. No, I never did. We never use a click to record an album. Never did. I don't know, I know it's crazy because nowadays everybody else is using, and that maybe makes us different, special. You know, it's just different, man. I don't know, we practice together a lot. I mean, to me, practice with the band, it's the most fun. And since we do that a lot, you know, especially before recording, we build up the songs, we have the main ideas, we put it together, and then we practice the songs over and over again and try to make it better, you know, change things here and there, but always practicing a lot together. And that's maybe why when we record, we don't use a click track. It's just like me playing, recording the drums, listening to the guitars. While I am recording the drums, Moises is playing the guitars with me, and just listening to guitars and playing the song, you know. So I don't know, it's crazy, but it works for us. Yeah, sometimes some limitations makes you more creative. Like when I was playing, especially back in the day, like we were getting faster and faster, and I had these shitty pedals, and that's maybe when I realized that some of the songs I could play like the triplets with the kicks and play 16 notes with the hands, and that worked. I was like, oh, I can play that, you know. It was kind of hard in the beginning, but then I get so used to do that. It got easier for me, you know, and it worked because when you listen to those blast beats, I know a lot of people can tell, wow, I think it's the Krisiun guy playing, you know, and that for me is cool, you know. But I mean, now I play like a lot of the songs on the same song, same beat. I change. I go from I'm playing 16 notes with the kicks, and I go for triplets. Just even if I was able to play the whole song like straight 16 notes, that would be maybe too much, you know, for the song. If go just bone blasts during the whole fucking song, like brrr, maybe just, I don't think it would be cool, you know. And when you do those changes, you know, like from triplets for the 16 notes, it gives them the music some kind of, as I told you before, some kind of groovy blast beat, you know. And then maybe I use that limitation to create something, you know. Actually, on this album, we recorded guitars and drums together. So like I'll do mistakes, or Moises will do mistakes, and I had to follow. Like, you know, we were following. It's just crazy. Just we're watching each other and recording at the same time. You know, the kicks are 100% mics on that album. Only mics, 100%, no triggers on the kicks. I had never used triggers, and the guy on the studio, he was trying to use the triggers, but we were having problems with the double firing, that kind of shit. Say, man, let's only use the mics. Of course, he used a lot of compression and gates, but you can hear, of course, sometimes you hear the kicks, they go like, you know, a little lower, because sometimes I'm hitting harder. You can tell that it's mics, man, you know. And I really like that, you know, something that is inspiring me to try to do something similar on the next album, man. I know if you listen now, it might be a little bit, it's not that perfect, whatever, but we're not here to be perfect. Of course, there's some stuff here and there that you have sometimes to move, whatever, you know, because, you know, you have this tool nowadays. But if you go there and edit every single kick, every single rhythm, and just, it's not a drummer anymore, you know. It's just like a fucking machine playing. It's not you there. So it makes no sense for me to bust my ass there recording, and then the guy's gonna change everything else. If you have to, there's some fuck ups here and there, okay, do something, you know, but keep the natural play. But in the end, this is what helps the band to keep their identity, you know. As we're talking about before, some of the albums you listen nowadays, it's just, the snare is just like flat like that all the time. The kicks. Even some of the drummers that I know, which I'm a fan of those guys, they're great drummers live. And then you listen to the album and say, man, it's not the same guy, what the fuck? Why don't you try to keep your personality there? Keep yourself off. Okay, the producer wants to fix some stuff, okay, do it, but keep your playing there. Don't fucking kill the fucking music. Keep your style, your identity there, because in the future, people will recognize you. They'll say, yeah, this drummer was great because he'll do the same thing live, or even better live, you know. And it doesn't happen often, you know, because every single album you listen is just like a fucking machine drums, man, you know. It's not the same live, you know. That sucks. I think these people, they have to realize that playing this kind of music, death metal, extreme metal, is about attitude. When you're talking about attitude, you have to be real. You have to be yourself. And if you go to the studio and you change your playing, where is your attitude, you know? You're just acting like a pussy, like a worse than a fucking pop musician, you know? So we're not death metal anymore, fuck that. And that's sad, because it just kills the music, kills the vibe. Listen, imagine you listen to Angel of Death with like edited kick drums, you know. When you listen to that break with the kicks, and you can listen the dynamics on the kicks. That's why this shit in 100, 200 years, people will praise that, you know, because it's real. And all this fake bullshit, man, that shit won't survive for long. It's sad. It's actually a really negative point about the whole new extreme type of recordings, man. It's just too much fake editing, and people, they want to make it too perfect. And as you said before, perfect is not perfect. Perfect is fucked up, you know, because nobody's perfect. And people, they don't want to listen to perfect music. I think that when you are like a very young kid, you don't realize the difference between like a real playing and the fake playing, you know. Like they listen to some CDs and they just listen like the drums like going like and they'll be like, what the fuck, this is the best guy in the world, whatever, you know. They don't really pay attention for you know, the dynamics, the groove, the real drumming, you know. They don't care. They just, if it's fast like crazy, they'll praise that. But after a while, you get older and smarter, then you realize the difference between a real drummer and a drum machine, you know. What's up, brothers? You're listening to Drum Talking, and I wish you have a great day and keep on drumming and beating the shit out of a drum kit. Don't fake. Don't play fake stuff. Play the real drums.
Max, thank you!